Welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? That's why I do the show, because you're there. I know you're there. We're strictly on streaming now. I may bring us back on Comcast. I got to talk to Comcast. I want a better deal than I got before. But right now, you're on your Facebook, your Twitter, YouTube, live stream, all those things on the bottom of the screen where you can watch us. I got the big Indian head behind me. Good to be back. We were on hiatus. We did some work in the studios, mainly in the big studio, and we did some redecorating here in the Seaside Heights studio. We moved some equipment between the two places. We're ready to get back. You know, we missed a lot, but you remember the drill, everything on the screen, write it down. We missed a lot of the politics, so we got a lot of catching up to do, which we will do today. The return of George Gilmore, a lot of amateuristic activities by the outgoing GOP. The summer's over, but, Seaside Heights is still open. And, it really was my time of year to come down here. It was the end of August into September. Kids are back in school. Most people have finished their vacation. They're not here, so you have the run of the boardwalk, the beach. You got decent weather. You can't beat it. All the stands are open. All the restaurants are open. I think I was up there today. I think only the sandwich guy was closed, but I was up there early, so he might be open by now. But even that said, that summer's over, I'm already in, and I'm talking about going to Seaside Heights, I'm already in winter phase. I'm in my winter phase, my mode to start getting ready for winter. Do the same thing. Go get the rock salt. Don't wait until it starts snowing and you go to Home Depot to get the rock salt. Go get it now. Get shovels if you need it. There's a big selection now. Don't wait for it to snow. Then go get shovels if you need it. Start getting your cars ready. I'm working on mine already. First off, change the oil. Get the oil all changed up. If you got a four-wheel drive, what most people do, start running the four-wheel drive for a few blocks. When you're running some errands, get everything lubricated. If there's a problem, address it now. You don't want to address it when you need it. But, you should always do that. Every so often, just run the four-wheel drive just to keep everything lubricated. Check your heater, check your defroster, make sure those things are working. Nobody does it until you need it. Of course, check your antifreeze, very important. Maybe flush it. I know I'm going to flush the one on the van this weekend. Check your wipers, check your tires. Tires are super important, so are your wipers. Just get ready for the winter. Don't wait for the week before the storm comes. Start working on it now. Today we're going to talk about the transfer of power with the Ocean County GOP. We're going to talk about Verizon in Seaside Heights, twin roofing, and suggestions for the Kohl's shopping center on Route 37. I'm Pat O Melia. We'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Stevens Jersey City Ford, certified parts and service located at Route 440 and Communipaw Ave, is your #1 source for Ford and Lincoln automotive needs. We use certified Ford Motorcraft products to keep your Ford running in top shape. Motorcraft parts are backed with the Ford warranty, which includes a 2-year unlimited mileage guarantee. Our team will have the right Motorcraft part to ensure the best performance from your Ford or Lincoln. You can order in person at the parts counter or online. Let us help keep your Ford or Lincoln in the best shape at Stevens Jersey City Ford.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
We're back, Tom's River Show. Pat O Melia here. Got the big Indian head behind me, the official emblem of Tom's River, the township of Tom's River. A lot going on. I just got my hair cut recently at Lucky Leo's on Route 37. For that matter, had an incident at Lucky Leo's on Route 37. There's only so much parking in front of Leo's. So I got like 4 spots. So there's 4 spots there, full. So I'm sitting outside behind the cars that are parked, waiting for one of the guys to come out, move the car so I can take the spot and go in and wait. Guy comes out, moves this black pickup truck. I pull up so he can back out and get out the driveway. As I pulled up and this guy pulls out, somebody in a beige pickup truck pulls in the spot. And I'm looking at this guy, and he's looking at me, gives me like a smirk. I said, all right, I'm going to wait now. Somebody's going to come out because there's 2 Chads in Lucky Leo's, 2 barbers. And there's an attorney next door. He recognized me because fuck you. I park there, go inside. And I ripped into this guy. What an ignorant individual. He sees me sitting out there. And I'm asking him, what do you think I was doing out there? The guy said, well, I don't know. I was here 3 times already. There was no parking. So what do you think I was doing out there? Waiting. Well, you were probably waiting for a spot. I said, yeah. Well, I was here 3 times already. There was no spot. Not my problem. I'm being courteous. You're an ignorant. So spoke my piece. There's like 3 or 4 other guys in there. And there's a new barber at Leo's. A lady who was cutting their hair broke her wrist. So he finishes, he turns around next, and there's all these people in there. There's like 5 guys, I guess, total with and the one that I ripped into. Nobody wants to get up. Now, I don't know if it's because let's get the crazy guy out of here who just ripped into that other person, or they were that loyal to Lucky Leo rather, that they were going to wait for Leo for an hour or so. But got my hair cut. But I'm also not the type of guy that takes any bull. I don't get stepped on. Ocean County politics, TR politics, whatever politics you want to talk about. As you know, George Gilmore is back. He's back in power. And there was like no transfer of power between George Gilmore and the outgoing chair, Frank Holman, which doesn't surprise me with the people who are involved. There are a lot of sore losers with the Holman group. I don't want to make sure I don't put Mike Mastronardi in that group, because Mike is a class act. But unfortunately, he was surrounded by losers. And they were losers for long before Mike decided to run for chair. Bush League, completely. Now I'm talking Holman, I'm talking Greg McGuckin. Hopefully I'm not talking Mo Hill in there, but maybe I am. First off, let me say, one of the first mistakes was George Gilmore made. George didn't have anybody at the GOP headquarters. Now, George Gilmore is like the smartest guy in the room when it comes to politics. He knew the votes. I had talked to Mike Mastronardi. I had talked to a lot of the Ocean County people. I'm saying, George has the votes. He counted the votes. Oh, it's impossible. There's no avenue to win. Guess what? He had an avenue to win. George should have, and I'm surprised he didn't, because he knew that vote outcome, didn't have anybody at the headquarters to prevent the amateuristic, unprofessional actions of the outgoing GOP administration. Again, McGuckin, Holman, Jenny Haynes was part of that. They raced down there. We got to get all this stuff out of there. They were walking out of there with boxes. They had deleting emails. They're sending money to different campaigns. George, again, the smartest political guy in the room, should have realized this was going to happen. He knew these people that he was dealing with, and he knew how amateuristic they were and how unprofessional. And obviously had something to hide. He should have had some of his people there. Again, I'm now going to question the people around George Gilmore, because you think somebody would have leaned into George and say, listen, while they're doing the count, I'm going to go down to the headquarters and make sure what had occurred doesn't occur. But nobody did that. Transfer of power? Not with Frank Holman and Greg McGuckin and the rest of these people. Get more into McGuckin as I go. Apparently, they had a good reason to take everything they could out of the headquarters. They even left Holman's bottles of booze there and delete everything they possibly could. But they had a lot to hide, which came out with the private investigator. They hired a private investigator to tail and spy on the Lambs. In particular, Ashley Lamb, it appears. She is a seated member of the Toms River Board of Education, and she ran for commissioner. Under the guy, they tailed her. They hired $8,000, mind you. Now, if you donated money to the Toms River Republican group here, Ocean County, that was run by Holman, they used your money to follow a woman. just a councilman, a seated councilman in Tom's River. He followed his wife. Who the hell does that? Yeah, it's so Bush League, because they said, well, we did it. The attitude is, and the reasoning was, we ought to make sure they actually lived in Tom's River. Well, between the two of them, they own a few homes in Tom's River. They are both known in Tom's River. There was never a question of their residency. Lamb was a commissioner, I think, with the parking enforcement or parking authority. Ashley Lamb is a seated Board of Education member, and we're questioning their residency now. So that was all BS. I come from Hudson County, like most of you, Jersey City I come from. Politics there is a blood sport. I've covered politics in Jersey City for at least the last 30 years. Nobody ever hired a private investigator to follow anyone. And we've had questions before about residency. That happens in almost every campaign. It often comes out at the end. I remember when the late Michael Youn, when he first ran, there was question, did he live in Jersey City? Did he live in Fairview or Fairfield? Yeah, he did live in Fairview or Fairfield. He wasn't living in Jersey City above his old store anymore. You know, Mike had become quite successful. He was living a lot better than above the Garden State News. But, you know, he made sure he covered all his bases, and he did a good job for Jersey City. So after the first election, nobody cared. Nobody tailed him. Nobody hired a private investigator to follow. And there's always been questions in every campaign. Does somebody actually live here? I'm going to pick this up on the flip side. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. Pat O Melia here, Tom's River Show. Glad you stayed. Getting back to the amateuristic, unprofessional, and dangerous hiring of a private investigator to tail Ashley Lamb. Who the F is Greg McGuckin to follow anyone? Who the hell is Frank Holman? They should follow themselves. They probably got some interesting things. To tail Ashley Lamb, a woman, a wife of a councilman, a seated councilman, a woman that is a seated Board of Education member, and we're questioning their residency? I don't buy that at all. And two, they put her in danger doing this. Say Ashley is driving along and she makes the guy, the PE, who's following, the private investigator. Say she, in her mind, it's a legitimate, it's a carjacking, is there a rapist back there? You don't know what this guy's going to do. So say Ashley hits the gas and tries to get away from this person. Say Ashley is then involved in an accident, or she loses control of her car and she's injured. Why? Because McGuckin, the present corp counsel for the township of Tom's River, and Frank Holman wanted to hire a private investigator, a PE, to spy on this woman? How unprofessional. I'm surprised Justin Lamb, the seated councilman, doesn't kick McGuckin's ass. So I tell you what, I would. You put my wife in danger, you're in danger. I don't give any of that crap. Well, that's not the right thing to do. You put my wife in danger, you're in danger. You got a lot of nerve. McGuckin shouldn't be in the employment of Tom's River. I'm surprised that this guy is still here. Unless Mo Hill is complicit in what occurred here with the hiring of a private investigator for $8,000 of donated funds that were donated to the Ocean County GOP of the Tom's River Republican Club. They're kind of co-mingled there. Let's he's complicit for spying on Ashley Lamb. And that's what it was, spying. I don't know what they wanted to know about her. And maybe they did follow Justin for an hour or two. But apparently it was all Ashley. Mayor Mo Hill of the Township of Toms River should fire McGuckin now. You put that woman in danger because of this ridiculous idea to hire a private investigator to follow a woman around. A woman that, is quite well known in Toms River. There was nothing to be found here, her residency. There was no question about that. I don't know what the real reasoning behind McGuckin and Holman, and hopefully not Mo Hill. But unless Mo Hill takes some sort of action, then he apparently is complicit in this. How the hell are you going to have Greg McGuckin, as the corp counsel for Toms River, sit there in front of the man who he hired a private investigator to follow? Talk about dysfunctional. When the hell is the Mo Hill administration going to smarten the hell up? How many friggin' missteps do they got to take? And here's another one with Greg McGuckin. Greg McGuckin is a friggin' embarrassment to the Township of Toms River. This is not the first misstep with Greg McGuckin. I'm surprised he did anything. He usually doesn't do anything. He's normally a no-show. In my opinion, this guy is a huge embarrassment. From not showing up to council meetings, the Dan Guardian situation. How much is that going to cost the people of Toms River when that lawsuit is settled? A wrongful termination? That should be interesting. You don't think McGuckin was involved in a legal decision there? I shouldn't say that, because the way the Mo Hill administration is run, they probably didn't run this by legal. So maybe I shouldn't put McGuckin in there, but I'm sure he was consulted about letting Dan Guardian go. Wrongful termination, a guy recovering from a stroke. Actually should fire Greg McGuckin just for terrible political guidance. But most of all, for hiring a private investigator to tail the wife of a seated Toms River councilperson. Plus, the woman is a seated Toms River Board of Education member. There was no question about their residencies. There were some other questions. Who knows with Holman and McGuckin and the rest of this. Mo Hill needs to act. There's no way you can have Greg McGuckin head up the township's legal department after what he did to a seated councilperson's wife by hiring a private investigator. And if Mo Hill doesn't do anything, that's very telling. Now let's get back to George Gilmore. I like George. Never really talked to George. Been in the room same time as he's there, but never really talked to him. Been at some commissioner meetings with George. George Gilmore going forward. First off, you got to clean up the dysfunction on the commissioner board. You got political dysfunction there. That has to be cleaned up. That needs to be settled, straightened out. The reign of Jenny Haynes has to come to an abrupt end. That needs to happen. How do you do that? You got two pragmatic commissioners there with Kelly and Vicari. There's a 5-member board. So you need to get somebody to be pragmatic along with Kelly and Vicari. And one of the other three in the cabal that Jenny Haynes is operating right now, you got to flip somebody. So it's either Bobby Joe Serra or Quinn. Probably the best bet is Bobby Joe Serra, and then you got those 3 votes. Gilmore needs to push as the head of the GOP for a county exec. You need real leadership, real year-to-year leadership, not this rotation of the director of the commissioner board. Like I said, the reign of Jenny Haynes has to come to an end. There's a mayoral election coming up in Toms River. This should be first and foremost at the top of Gilmore's list. I can see Jerry Ambrosio being the candidate there. Very accomplished, expert in real estate here in Toms River, very politically involved, very civic-minded. I think she would make an excellent candidate. And Gilmore, he's the smart, like I said before, the smartest guy in the room. He'll make the right decisions politically going forward. All right, we're going to break the commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
This thing rips! Oh, it is so quick. There's a lot of punch packed into this Bronco Sport. It's got a ton of horsepower. I love it. All right, now we're getting hairy. Now we're getting the fun stuff. Yeah. I like how we can get over or around almost anything.
Yeah, I dig your ride. I super dig it. It's gonna be a good day.
We're back. Pat O Melia, Tom's River Show. We're back from hiatus. Feels good to be back. Got to catch up on all this political stuff. Good news for Tom's River, the Seaside Heights, and probably Tom's River also. Verizon has started their 5G service. They activated the 5G service in Seaside Heights. For the longest time, there was only one game in town for the people of Seaside Heights and Seaside Park, the Barrier Islands. It was Optimum. Now, I'm on the Optimum network with some of my programs. Optimum broadband is horrible. It is awful. It is overpriced. It is, the best I can say, it's bad. And that's being polite. It's worse than bad most of the time. It is very expensive. I depend on upload speeds in the studio, so we can upload our programming. We can upload our programs into our cloud. We can upload the programs to YouTube and Twitter and wherever the shows are going. I'm supposed to have 30 millibytes per second in the Seaside studio. There are days we had 1. The service is so awful that my security cameras go on and off. I can tell when I have a problem. My phone will tell me immediately that the service at Optimum here, I'm not getting what I'm paid for. The only way I could ever get like 30 millibytes per second, I mean, the planets would have to be aligned, the wind would have to be blowing in the right way, and everybody on the Barrier Islands is not online. Maybe then. The difference with Verizon, with the 5G service, and I'm only interested in the broadband. You want to get Fios, cable, and all that, you can get that also. I'm interested in broadband. We've had numerous meetings. Seaside Heights and many municipalities are suing Altice Optimum for horrible service. They don't have the technology to do what needs to be done. Verizon does. Verizon, you're going to probably save about $15 to $20 a month in comparison to the Optimum bill. But it will be consistent service, day-to-day consistent service. I think it's 300 millibytes per second I'll get download and 128 millibytes per second upload. You know what? With Verizon, I guarantee you, whenever I do that speed test, and I posted this on previous shows already where we had like 0 upload speed and hardly any download speed, I guarantee you with Verizon, it will be consistent. You will, if you're going to pay for 128, you're going to be right in that realm of 128. You're paying for 300 down, you're going to get 300 down. Here at Optimum, we'll do a speed test and download. Again, I'm not really concerned about it, but the speed test does both, upload and download. Download is supposed to get like 300, I get like 90. Upload speed, non-existent. Kudos to Verizon for activating the 5G. There will be a mass exodus. And I told the people at Altice, the management, there will be a mass exodus of Optimum customers going over to Verizon for the broadband. And that should be all through the Barrier Islands and hopefully some parts of Tom's River that couldn't get the service. Twin Roofing. Let me put a plug in here for the local businesses here at Twin Roofing. My daughter's garage in Seaside Heights, I got a two-family. The garage was leaking bad. And yeah, I kept tarring it up and caulking it up, but eventually a decision had to be made to replace the roof. It's a two-car garage, pretty good-sized garage. We kind of converted it into a wood shop to renovate the house. We got Twin Roofing in there. They gave a price. They stuck with the price. They did the roof. They did it in like a day and a half. I think they came back for a little while the second day. Excellent work. And what really impressed me is after they were done, you didn't know they were there. You weren't finding roofing nails. You weren't finding strips of tar or tar leaking down the side of the building or anything. They did a great job. They put 2 layers on the roof. I highly recommend Twin Roofing right here on Route 37 in Tom's River. So if you have roof work that needs to be done, strongly recommend them. Coles, radio station, 92.7 WOBM. They had worked on a survey of suggestions of what to do with the Kohl's shopping center. In the back end there, or some people call it the front end, there was a food town. It was a big supermarket in there, and that's now gone. It's a big vacant space. So here are the top 10 suggestions of what the people in this survey, hopefully from Tom's River, would like to see occupy that space. Number 10, the Cheesecake Factory. We all like the Cheesecake Factory from the Big Bang Theory. That's where Penny worked. She wasn't a good waitress, like she said. She's pretty, so she had a job. Costco, that's an idea. I've never been a member of the Costco or the Sam's Club. I think I've been in one time. It's really not my type of shopping. Do I need like a pallet of toilet paper? No. Dave & Buster's, that's an idea, but you kind of like something you can go to every day and really helps the township. Roller rink, I don't know, where are we in the 70s and 80s now? Roller rink? But I'm surprised that came in at, what is that, number 6? 10, 9, 8, no, that was number 7, roller rink. Number 6, Whole Foods. You know, we could use an option besides the ShopRite. I don't think anybody wants to open up a supermarket across from the big supermarket, the ShopRite, right across in the Staples shopping center. And 2, Whole Foods, takes your whole paycheck. IKEA, I don't know about that. Trader Joe's, different, very different from ShopRite on the pricey side. An indoor go-karts, that's an idea. Hobby Lobby, okay. Number 1, a Wegmans. I've never been to a Wegmans, but I understand it's a good supermarket. Do we have the population in Tom's River to sustain 3 supermarkets? You got 2 ShopRites. Yeah, actually 4. You got the Stop and Shop on 37, 2 ShopRites, Stop and Shop, and a Wegmans. Not sure we do. And don't forget, start marking it. Columbus Day Festival's coming to Seaside Heights. I think it's October the 15th, the Friday before Columbus Day. They do it right. It's from the boardwalk all the way down Grant Avenue. I'm going to see if we can do something. I'm going to talk to Mayor Bobs. Maybe we'll do a live broadcast out of there the Friday to promote it all. But circle it on your calendar, and then it ends with, of course, the big Ocean County Parade. I'm out of time. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.